Shade here. Welcome to our Freebie Friday video. Today's video is more of a general advice video on don'ts, things that you shouldn't be doing if you already have a lawyer representing you. Sometimes the lawyer would sit down and go over the expectations and the roles and responsibilities of each party, you and the lawyer, for instance, but sometimes the lawyers don't get a chance to do it. So hopefully this video helps you out to figure out what are the things to kind of watch out for to make sure you're not sabotaging your case. The first thing to not do is don't withhold hard facts from your lawyer, because when you're withholding hard facts, they tend to cause the lawyer to have a different view of the strength of the case. They affect the lawyer's assessment of what your options are, as well as what kind of strategies that the lawyer can apply to your case. So make sure you're not withholding hard facts. And when I'm talking about hard facts, I'm talking about don't say the light was green if it was red. And don't say that it was a rainy day if it was a sunny day. You know, those things are not subjective. There's certain things that might be a little bit subjective here and there, but anything that's a hard fact, don't modify it when you're talking to your lawyer. The lawyer isn't going to use it against you because everything you share with the lawyer is confidential, A. And B, they have a requirement to look out for you, and they're not going to use it against you or tell anyone about it. All right. So the second thing you don't want to do is you don't want to make your end goal a shifting target. You don't want it to constantly just shift. You don't want to come in saying, oh, I would like to get my vehicle back from the other party. And then in about 2 weeks, then you come back and say, actually, I don't want my vehicle. I want them to pay me. And then after about 2 weeks, you come back again and say, well, actually, I want them to give me my vehicle back plus the ABC. So once you keep moving your target, it's difficult for the lawyer to strategize properly and to plan well on how to get you the desired outcome, because the desired outcome keeps changing. So be very mindful of that you give it a thorough, you give your case a thorough look, and make sure that you really, really do some soul searching to figure out what is it that you want. And sometimes you don't know until you've had a couple of consultations with a lawyer, and the lawyer will be able to guide you to an outcome that you might be able to accomplish in your goal. And that sometimes the outcome will change depending on what facts come up later in the case, and that's acceptable. But you don't want to keep changing it because you just want to change your mind every week, because it doesn't help the lawyer to be able to prepare your case well. And then the third thing you don't want to do is you don't want to talk about your case with friends, relatives, on social media, your Facebook, on Twitter and on Instagram or something like that. You don't want to go around talking about your case too much, because the more people are hearing the facts about your case, the more likely it is that some information would get over to the other side, and they might be able to use that against you. And also, don't talk about your case with the other party if you can avoid it, because sometimes you think that you're getting along and you're communicating, but they're actually using that information and maybe even recording you sometimes, because Texas does allow a one-sided recording of conversations. So be very, very careful, and definitely don't put things in writing. If you're going to talk about the case, make sure it's somebody that you really, really, truly trust, and then don't put anything in writing that can come back to incriminate you. The fourth thing that I wanted to mention is that don't sabotage your case by micromanaging your lawyer, because the lawyer is usually qualified and competent to be able to handle the case. So let them do their work. Don't be overbearing or kind of try to check in on every single move that the lawyer makes. You have to have a little bit of trust there. And if you don't trust the particular lawyer that you have, then it's on you. I mean, it's to your benefit to go ahead and get another lawyer that you actually can trust a little bit more. All right. And then the last thing that I wanted to say is that do not make offers behind your lawyer's back. Check in with the lawyers first to make sure that the offer seems like it's an offer that makes sense, that it wouldn't compromise your case in any way, and that you're structuring the offer in the best way to protect yourself. So that's my advice to you on the don'ts when you already have a lawyer helping you. Usually you go through the lawyer for all communications. That's the best way to avoid complicating things, sabotaging your case, or having things used against you in the future in a bad way. So I hope this has been helpful to you, and we'll talk to you next time. Happy Friday.